Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump, is facing backlash this morning after some recent social media.
Not only is Trump having a rough week with his hush money trial for Stormy Daniels coming to an end, but his son Eric is also having a bad day. Eric caused quite a stir on social media with a Memorial Day post that some critics called disgusting, even by Trump family standards. And that's saying something. It must have been really bad.
And has long been a special day for public servants who focused on those who have given their all, given their lives to this country. That's something that Donald Trump has said and told a general who was his chief of staff. He didn't understand that concept. Why would anybody give their all for America?
Eric's post, meant to honor Memorial Day, backfired spectacularly. Instead of showing respect and solemnity, it came off as tone-deaf and inappropriate, sparking outrage across the internet. Critics were quick to slam him, and the backlash was swift and fierce. You'd think that with everything going on, the Trump family would try to avoid more controversy, but nope, Eric managed to dive right into it. The timing couldn't be worse, with Trump's trial reaching its climax and all eyes on the family. It's like they just can't catch a break, or maybe they just can't help themselves. So, while Trump is facing the potential of a guilty verdict, his son is dealing with a PR nightmare of his own making. It's a double whammy of bad news for the family, and it looks like their week is only going to get tougher. Eric Trump recently shared a post that featured a picture of the Trump family, along with the statement that they gave up everything to save America. Eric added his own flourish with, "And we'll do it again." Naturally, this left everyone scratching their heads, wondering what on earth the Trump family ever did to save America. Seriously, at what point was his dad, Donald Trump, even remotely close to saving the country? If anything, it seems like he was more on the path to ruining it than fixing it. But hey, that's just our take.
User posted a photo of the Trump family with the caption, "The family that gave up everything to save America. Thank you." Eric Trump reposted it, writing, "And we will do it again." That was met with a pretty significant negative response, including from former GOP congressman.
The photo in the post showed Donald Trump with his wife Melania, Eric Trump with his wife Lara, and Donald Trump Jr. with his fiancée Kimberly Guilfoyle. Notably missing from the picture were Trump's daughter Ivanka and her husband Jared Kushner. Maybe Trump thinks they don't contribute as much to saving America as he does, or who knows what goes on in his mind. It wasn't just us who found the post disgusting. Critics came out in droves, and people did not hold back in their comments, pointing out how tasteless the post was, especially given that Memorial Day weekend is meant to honor fallen American soldiers. Former Reps. Adam Kinzinger, a former Air Force second lieutenant and fierce Trump critic, couldn't stay silent. "I wasn't going to tweet anything political this weekend, but I have to make an exception for this," he wrote. "Your family has sacrificed nothing. Your name will become synonymous with Benedict Arnold's, and how dare you tweet this weekend? You don't know the first thing about service, you child." Conservative commentator Bill Kristol also chimed in, calling Eric Trump's tweet particularly disgusting to post on Memorial Day weekend. The outrage didn't stop there. Hundreds of thousands of angry comments flooded in, and honestly, Eric had it coming.
Post yesterday morning, Trump wrote in part, quote, "Happy Memorial Day to all, including the human scum that are working so hard to destroy our great." Yeah.
But if that was the end of it, maybe this drama would have died down in a day. However, Eric decided to do something even more disgusting. As we all know, Memorial Day is an important day for Americans and the president. Trump and his family wanted to do something special for their top supporters. And boy, did they do something special, something exceptionally gross. In a tweet leading to Trump's official campaign store, they announced a huge Memorial Day sale. Consumers could get a 25% discount on Memorial Day memorabilia only, such as Make America Great Again hats, beer mugs, and Trump Pence flags. Sounds good? More like a joke. Sure, many companies use Memorial Day as an opportunity to promote sales, but people weren't impressed that the RNC was trying to do the same, attempting to raise money for Trump's presidential campaign and his legal costs in the porn star case. Now, that's just crossing the line.
Posted a Memorial Day promotion for the Trump store on Instagram that read, "We are honoring the brave men and women this weekend." After being criticized for that advertisement, Eric deleted the post, but the Trump website is still very much promoting.
It's no surprise that the Republican National Committee faced a backlash for trying to profit off Memorial Day by holding a sale on Donald Trump memorabilia for a holiday honoring veterans. Their move was met with sharp criticism, with the majority of commentators labeling the promotion as disgusting and shameful.
There is nobody that feels more strongly about our soldiers, our wounded warriors, our soldiers that died in war than I do.
Neither the Democratic National Committee nor Joe Biden's campaign advertised Memorial Day merchandise sales on Twitter. Biden and Trump celebrated the holiday in very different ways. President Biden participated in 2 Memorial Day services and delivered a solemn speech at Fort McHenry in Baltimore, Maryland, honoring those who sacrificed their lives to protect America. See the difference? Biden is class, and Trump is just gross.
Because freedom has never been guaranteed. Every generation has to earn it, fight for it, defend it in battle between autocracy.
What's even more puzzling is Trump's sudden love for veterans when others remembered his previous insulting remarks about members and veterans of the U.S. military, like calling fallen soldiers suckers. So, are they suckers? Or did they give everything for America? We're totally lost in Trump's and his family's thinking this year, or maybe there's just no sense to be made of it.
Son volunteered and joined the United States military as the Attorney General. He went to Iraq for a year, won the Bronze Star and other commendations. He wasn't a...
Former White House Chief of Staff John Kelly confirmed reports for the first time that his former boss, former President Donald Trump, repeatedly insulted wounded veterans, deceased American soldiers who fought in World War I, and American soldiers killed in Afghanistan and Iraq. In 2018, Trump, during a visit to France, stated that he didn't want to visit the graves of American soldiers buried near Paris because they were losers. According to The Atlantic, Trump allegedly referred to fallen soldiers of World War I, later calling 1,800 Marines killed in action at the bloody Battle of Belleau Wood suckers.
It's claimed Donald Trump cancelled a visit to a US cemetery in France 2 years ago because he said it was filled with losers. During the same trip, it's alleged he referred to 1,800 US soldiers who died as suckers.
According to Kelly, and reports from journalists chronicling Trump, the former president told Kelly that he didn't want wounded veterans in the military parade and asked, "I don't understand it. What's in it for them?" This doesn't even need a comment. Trump simply didn't want to be seen with military amputees because it doesn't look good. He openly showed contempt for Gold Star families, all Gold Star families, on television during the 2016 campaign, ranting that our most precious heroes who gave their lives in defense of America are losers. According to Milley, Trump also tried to prohibit an injured Army captain from public appearances after seeing the officer, who lost his leg in an IED attack in Afghanistan after 5 combat deployments, singing "God Bless America" at a military base in Virginia. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs reportedly said, "Nobody wants to see that wounded people."
General Kelly, looking at those headstones, what was in it for them? Why would you give your life for America? Why would you give your life in the defense of freedom around the world? What was in it for them? He genuinely, sincerely, deeply at his core, does not understand the sacrifice of them.
And this isn't even the end of Trump's hypocrisy. There's more. Trump, who tweets about how he'd gladly give up everything for America without hesitation, wasn't exactly jumping at the chance to serve when the Vietnam draft was on. Back then, when he was young, he could have actually done something for America instead of just talking on Twitter. Donald Trump admitted to faking an injury to avoid military service, saying he wasn't dumb enough to go to Vietnam. He claimed his draft deferment was due to bone spurs, but when asked for medical documentation, he provided none. Why? Because it didn't exist. During the peak of the Vietnam War, Trump received 5 deferments. 4 were for education, and the 5th was a medical deferment after finishing school. Lack of information about Trump's Vietnam draft deferment has been criticized since his campaign, but White House officials dismiss these concerns as politically motivated. Now, it's clear that his pathetic hypocrisy and deceit should be exposed for what it is.
Always missed. And, I built and helped build the Vietnam Memorial in downtown Manhattan. To me, that was a very important thing to do. But I've regretted not fortunate to really not have to go. This was during the Vietnam period, and we were in a very, very highly contested.
So, while Trump talks a big game about patriotism and sacrifice, his actions or lack thereof speak louder than his words. It's easy to tweet about giving everything for your country when you've never had to make any real sacrifices yourself. Trump's draft dodging is just another example of his hypocrisy, and it's time for the truth to come out. After all, if he truly cared about America, he wouldn't have lied his way out of serving when his country needed him most. Let us know what you think about this in the comments below, and if you enjoy our content, hit subscribe and like. Click here to watch the previous episode. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.